Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Romance Homesteading. We just got the little girls out, little boys out. The sun's shining, but it is chilly. It's supposed to get very cold this next coming weekend with some ice and snow. For those of you that live in the north and deal with this on a regular basis, hats off to you, you nuts. This is not... The older I get, the less I like the cold, or the less I like the snow. But I'm going to talk to you today about tomatoes. We talked yesterday about some onions and the difference between short day, long day, midday. On tomato plants, as you get your seeds bought or you go buy your plants, the two different types that we want to talk about is determinant and indeterminate tomato plants. Determinant means that plant is only going to grow to a certain length, and it's determined by its genetics. It's only going to get so tall, and that's it. Once it gets that tall, it stops producing. It's done. The indeterminate, they'll grow, and from the time they put on their first tomato, they'll keep growing until there is a frost or freeze that kills the plants. Indeterminate tomatoes, some of them vines can grow as long as 20 foot long. Now, you say, well, what tomatoes is indeterminate? All these varieties have been genetically modified across the board that you can get salad tomatoes, or cherry tomatoes, or what Granddaddy called tomato tomatoes that are indeterminate, that just continue to grow. Same with your paste tomatoes, your slicing tomatoes. All of them across the board can be indeterminate. And across the board, the same way can be determinate. They can only get so tall. Now, my opinion, unless you plan on having a very long growing season, or a very patient and experienced gardener, indeterminate tomatoes are a booger to deal with. They stretch across a lot longer of the growing season. They're more susceptible to pests in its life. And it's the longer you got to maintain pest control and feed them and take care of them. But they do keep producing tomatoes. Now, some will say that they'll produce some tomatoes, but it's not worth the wait and having all season long, all summer long. And some will say you can get determinate tomatoes and produce just the same amount of tomatoes that you can on an indeterminate. I don't buy that. I think that an indeterminate tomato plant will produce many more tomatoes, but it's just a lot more aggravation, and it holds back some of your fall crops that you're going to put in. So there's that. If you're going to get you a patio garden, you probably want to get determinate tomato plants, whatever variety, whether it be a slicing tomato or cherry tomatoes or paste tomatoes. You probably want to go ahead and just get a determinate tomato. If you're going to be out in the garden, in the ground, is where I would do the indeterminates, as long as you had some kind of trellis or something to put them up on, because I'm telling you folks, some of these things get wiry and they get long. But and the plant will start dying off at the bottom of it, and leaves, the branches start growing, and it just keeps producing on the end of the plant as the taller it gets. But that's it for determinate tomatoes, indeterminate tomatoes. Hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy the weather while it's here. It's fixing to get cold. Tomorrow we're going to talk about some of your beans and different types of beans, and what we're going to do. Difference between a bush bean and a pole bean. All right. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you guys and all your comments. We'll talk to you later. Stay warm.